Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by
Johnson.
the fans.
Lovely play. McSheffrey. Crisply done. And Coventry.
Jeffrey, yes!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, I'm Miles Cadden. I'm your host for this evening. Ken has finally got back to work, but he's working night, so he's not going to be joining us tonight, unfortunately. But he's driving around the UK somewhere in some flashy car. So hope you're listening, Ken. Hope you're okay and you're feeling a lot better ready for Saturday. And I'm wearing my FA Cup tracksuit top tonight. I thought we'll have a little bit of the FA Cup feeling going on, obviously, with the massive game coming up this weekend. And it's going to be absolutely mega. So I just thought, let me just adjust my camera. You can't see me Sky Blues in the background there, can you? So what we're going to do, we've got a few guests coming on tonight. Claudio will be here in a moment. He's just sorting something out in the background, bless him. And we've got a couple of guests coming on. But before that, let's do a bit of housekeeping. So, first of all, as we always do every week and every show, if you haven't already donated, please do head over to the George and John statue appeal. Get your £5 in. You only need to donate £5. Let's have a little look, see where we're at the moment. But yeah, I mean, please, if you can, donate £5 towards it. If you want to donate £500, you can do. And that will get your name on the statue. It's currently standing at 25,556, and they're trying to raise 87,000. So not going too bad at the moment. So well done, everybody that's had a little bit of a donation there. Absolutely superb. So if you can donate, please do. It would be much appreciated to everyone raising the money for the statue. Absolutely out of this world. Also, Saturday, if you're not going to the big game, is it going to come up on the screen? There we go. So if you're not going to the big game, head down to Dylan's this weekend. So down at Dylan's, they have got DJ Smithy on. They've got some face painting, food available, free pop for the kids, free shuttle bus as well. So there's a free shuttle bus from the Sky Blue Tavern. And apparently the first 100 people down there to buy a beer, you're going to get a limited edition T-shirt. So there you go. The first 100 guests to buy a beer will get a free T-shirt. Happy days. So if anyone doesn't want it, they want to pass it my way, please do. That would be brilliant. And it's buy one, get one free at 9 a.m. to 11. I don't know if you want to get there that early, blimey. Yeah, you might want to. So if you're not going and you want some atmosphere, head down there. And not forget about Jack Thomas. He comes on our show every now and again. He's doing an MMA fight on the 16th of February. Starts at 12 o'clock. Get your tickets at ultratickets.co.uk. And that is on April the 13th. Starts at 12 p.m. We're playing Birmingham that day, so some of you might not want to go, but others that don't get a ticket might want to go. And he's raising money for arthritis because his mum's got arthritis. So fair play to you, Jack. And he's looking mighty good at the moment. He's been doing a few sparring shows and he's been doing absolutely brilliant. Right, so that's enough. That's all that sorted out. And we've got some guests coming on. I'll say Claudia will be with us very soon. But in the meantime, let's introduce one of our partners. His logo's on the left-hand side of the screen as you look at it. It's Paul Hughes. Good evening, Paul. How are you?
Good evening, Miles. Good evening, everybody. Very excited. It's all getting a bit exciting now, isn't it?
It is. It's getting closer.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I've got a massive busy day tomorrow. I've got to be up at 6. And I'm working till 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So I just hope tomorrow flies by. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it will?
Oh, I don't know. It's just I'm just going back to the last quarterfinal. I was at university. It was that long ago, so I was still. I was at university in Leeds, but this feels really, really special. Especially, I think I said the last time I was on that I wanted Wolves. So and funny enough, I think it's probably more advantageous to us to have them at their place than at our place. I know that may sound strange, but I think I don't know. I just got this funny feeling.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about it very shortly. But let's get our other guest on. He's been on before. We're going to get the opinions on how much the FA Cup feels to a young fan. Obviously, Paul and myself, we've been there, we've done it. We've seen us win the FA Cup, and we're going to get the views of a young fan who's never probably seen this. So here he comes. It's Jack from the Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club. Hello, Jack Saunders. How are you?
Evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, mate. Good. Nervous or excited?
Excited. What's there to be nervous about? We've got nothing to lose. We're playing a Premier League team away from home in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. There's nothing to lose.
Definitely not. Definitely. They've got to go for it, haven't they, mate?
Absolutely. We can show what we're about, and even if we don't win, we can show the Premier League that, I know we missed out on Premier League football last year, but we can show them that, we can actually be a good competitor if we were to have gone up. I know the three that went up aren't showing that at the moment, but maybe we can show them what we're about.
Yeah, definitely. I reckon we will as well. Now, listen, I know we're going to get a load of comments tonight, and we read virtually every single comment out on Sunday. We will try our very best tonight because we know it's going to be a busy night. So everyone's excited. They want to get a comment and they want to ask us questions. And if you want to ask any of the guys on the comments there, you can ask them as well. So the comments is for all of you to interact. And we will try and interact as much as we can with you. Let's get a couple of comments in first, and then we'll get how everyone is feeling ahead of Saturday. And we do have a Wolves fan coming on later on. Absolutely superb. So it's Dave from Always Wolves. He will be coming on later on to give us his views on what he is expecting on Saturday. So let's have a little look then. So we got, before we crack on, Gar87 says, good evening, you lovely lot. Oh, thank you very much, Gar87. That's very kind of you. Joe Kelly says 2 elephants and 2 wolves. Oh, could go to extra time. That could be 2-2 there. Go to extra time. You never know. David Grannon says, evening, guys. Hope everyone is well. 2 more sleeps. So excited. Yeah, he messaged me earlier. He is excited. Cov Andy, evening all. Scott Brownswood says, hello, Miles. How are you doing? I'm fine, thank you, mate. How are you? Thank you for asking. I'm absolutely fine. Although I've got to be up at 6 in the morning. I haven't been up at 6 in the morning for a long, long, long time. And I'm working till 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I don't know how I'm going to cope, to be honest with you. I'm going to have matchsticks in my eyes. And I'm going to do my radio show tomorrow night. So, yeah, let's have a go at that one. See how that goes. Mark Cunningham says, evening. Hector says, good evening. Hector says, PUSB. Joe Kelly says, go on, Doug, put your hand in your pocket and get the statue sorted. The club have donated already, guys. So the club have put something in. So yeah, if you have got this, look, £5 less than a pint of beer at the ground. So it's worth a go. Luke Carter's been busy this week sorting out his DJ booth. Evening, all Luke. Evening, Steve Alley. Who's Steve? Where's Steve Alley? Oh, Steve Alley's there. Hi, Steve. Catty Cat says, good evening, Miles and Jimmy. Oh, yes, Jimmy.
Yeah. Can you tell me why? Why?
Yeah. There's Steve. Good evening, Luke. Steve, we need to get you on, remember? So, yeah, get in touch. We'll get you on. And we always see each other at the football. Hector, I hope we go full tilt, win the game. Don't want us to sit back. Yeah, definitely don't want us to sit back. Wolves, the old enemy from the 60s and 70s before Villa and Leicester. Oh, it's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. Claudio's trying to ring me here. Let me just check this. Guys, while I'm just checking this message, we'll come back to some more comments in just a sec. We'll come to you first, Paul. I mean, you were there in 87. We've got some pictures and video clips in a minute of the quarterfinal of 87. I mean, what's this game mean to you, buddy?
Well, I just think that it's the passion. One of the earliest memories as a Coventry fan, I can remember the disappointments of 73. I am that old. And I felt a grudge. I also know a lot of Wolves fans, so I'm very friendly with. So there's that. But I don't know. It's just, this seems to be just another step on us coming back. You know, that's like, there's just with Robbins, and except for, I hope we can perhaps talk about Dennis, because I think losing Dennis is a terrible thing. But he's got to move on with his career as everybody. But it just seems this evolution of, you know, Doug King wanted a cup run, and he lo and behold, Robbins has given us that with the great performances of the team. But I mean, I just feel it's these next stages. It just feels it's on the journey. That's the best way I can describe it. I haven't been this excited for a long time with them. I was going to say that, of course, with Middlesbrough and whatever last year, but. Yeah, but I don't know. The FA Cup is special, isn't it? It really is. I mean, it gets, I suppose the early rounds are devalued, but once you get to this stage, all the old feelings come back. And do you remember when the FA Cup final, it was on all day, wasn't it? And there used to be it's a knockout between the two sets of supporters and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it's something very special, I think, and certainly about British football. Or English and Welsh football, I suppose.
I mean, it definitely is. I mean, we were chatting to Milan and Brad Collins on Tuesday night at the tavern for the forum, and it was quite weird because Milan said that he didn't really watch football when he was in Holland. Although he played it, he didn't really watch English football. They heard about the lower clubs beating Premiership teams or beating Championship teams, i.e., like Maidstone beat Ipswich and things like that. So they heard about teams like that in the papers, but they never really watched any of the Premier League or Championship. So that was quite interesting. And then Brad Collins was like, "Well, it is exciting to get to this stage." And it is a chance for them both to play at Wembley, which is, absolutely special. And I think Brad's already played at Wembley anyway, didn't he? I think he played for Barnsley at Wembley, didn't he? If I remember right, in the playoffs. So, they are excited about it. I think the players. I asked the question: are they going to be watching the '87 Cup final this week before they go into this game? To give them a bit of a morale boost. But I think it was really clever this week, Jack, that the club decided instead of next week being the international break, but letting the players come out this week to see the fans. Very clever, that, I think, going into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think mingling with the fans is exactly what the fans want. The fans want to meet the players. So the fact that they've done it now before a big hyped up game, potentially, well, I know playoffs last year, but the biggest game cup-wise in a very, very long time. So it's only good for the fans and the players to mingle while they've got the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. And now I just want to say, Claudio isn't going to be able to join us, I'm afraid. He was backstage. He's had to nip off. Unfortunately, he's got to take his wife to hospital. So hope she's okay, Claudio, and hope you're okay, mate. Don't panic. Just take your time. Don't rush. Just, look after the missus, and we wish you all the best, mate. So, so I hope she's all right, buddy. So, now listen, we're going to talk about the FA Cup. We've got Wolves fans coming on. We'll get through the comments in just a sec. But the thing I want to bring up here, Jack, I want to speak to you about this, Jack. Okay, I've got some photos here, and I'm going to come to you as well, Paul, on these photos. But I just want to show, I don't know if you've seen these, Jack, but this is the quarter-final at Sheffield Wednesday, right? In '87, and this is how the Sky Blue Army looked, and it was mega. Okay, here's a picture here.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that. I mean, that is just unbelievable. Now, Jack, you went to Hillsborough, didn't you, the other week?
Yes, yeah. I went for both the league game and the FA Cup game, so I've seen it.
So that stand we were in. That stand we were in. In the corner there was that block where it was all sort of derelict.
Yeah.
To the left. Yeah, that's that corner there. So that picture there is that corner there. So that was just full, top, bottom, all the way around the corner, full of Cobb City fans.
Nice.
It was mental. I mean, looking at that picture there, Jack, I mean, what does that say to you? As a young fan, what does that say to you?
Passion, love for the club. That's exactly what you want to see. It's exactly what we want at games these days. And I think we're getting back towards that sort of thing. I know we're all seated, not standing these days, but that's exactly where we're heading as a club, and it's great.
Yeah, it was.
It's just unbelievable.
It was incredible.
Go on, Paul. Tell us. Go on. Tell us.
I'm just saying it was incredible. I don't think I've ever been to. Obviously, it has to be tinged a little bit with what happened in that end. Obviously, a couple of years later, but it was. I mean, I've never been crushed in like that with so many Cov fans, and I think I nearly fainted when Houchin scored his second. It was. I lost my voice for days, and it was just. I don't know. I know there was something about that run. We always believed we'd do it. It was just something I know George and John did. But Sheffield Wednesday were playing really well. I know we'd beaten them recently, but their home record was, I don't think they'd lost in the cup for 20 odd years. And it was just such a big milestone to get over. And then the sort of belief that, hey, we'll really do it. It was just incredible.
It was amazing, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know if anyone's watching tonight. I've seen some comments just coming in at the moment. We'll get on to them very shortly. Those guys on the fencing. Is anyone watching tonight that is one of those guys? I wonder if there is. It's so funny if there's someone watching tonight.
I know my dad's watching at home. I know my dad's watching. I bet he's looking at this going, oh, yeah, I was in the top left corner, 4th row back.
Yeah.
That's what he'd like. He knows exactly where he is in that photo.
Oh, it is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, listen, I've got some more photos coming your way very, very soon. I just had to put that one up. There's a few more. There's no spot the ball tonight, guys. Just wanted to let you know there's no spot the ball because we didn't have I didn't get to Watford and we had a show on Sunday, so I didn't really get a chance to do a spot the ball. I've been very, very busy at work, so it's been very, very difficult. Let's get some more comments coming in. We'll talk a little bit more about this game because people are going to throw these comments in. Near Patel, evening all. I think Cov win the quarterfinals, get Leicester in the semis, win that, and face City in the final. Easy wins. Let's get Jack. What do you make to that comment? That's like unbelievable. You imagine that? That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if that's the Near Patel I know, good evening. I think that's living in fantasy world a little bit, to be honest. It would be fantastic, and I think if we did get Leicester, if we got through and if we got Leicester, I think we could give them a really good game, as we did at the CBS, as we did at the King Power at the beginning of the year. But I wouldn't say it's an easy win, if I'm honest.
Do they play in yellow? Is there away kit in yellow? Because I think Liverpool in their away kit in the final in yellow would be we'll just beat every team in gold and yellow.
Yeah, that'd do, won't it? Yeah, why not? Happy days. Catty Cad says, "Where's me tickets? They're in me drawer, mate. You know where I live. You could come and get them, or you can wait until I give them you on Saturday." Yeah, they're in me drawer, buddy. Don't worry, they're safe. I've got them. Ashley Perkins says, "Would love to see Cov upset." Is that like a Cov upset or Cov upset?
Yeah.
Do you want to see us upset or do you want to see us upset Wolves? I don't know. Let us know. Do it again, Ashley.
Yeah.
It could go either way, that one. Wayne Vaughan. Big gulf between Premier and Championship. So we have nothing to lose. Definitely. Paul, we have nothing to lose going into
absolutely. No, we can do a Wrexham.
Yeah. I mean, but Paul, in the semi-finals in '87, Leeds were up there. We were not favourites in any of the games, if I remember correctly. So
that's correct.
To go and beat Leeds was a phenomenal task. So this is only one game earlier. What's to say we can't go on and do it?
Well, I was at Leeds University at that time, so you can imagine being a Cov fan in Leeds after that was. And I'm married to a Leeds fan, so as I said, but I mean, as you said, it was like, why can't we? Because they, and then if you look at the final, I mean, goodness me, I mean, look, I remember reading the programme, and just thinking, Oh my God! When Hoddle, Waddle, Ardiles, it's like, oh no! But we have beaten them in the game in New Year, didn't we? We beat them 4-3 at our place with that fantastic last-minute Cyril Regis goal again. So yeah, Wolves have, they're decimated by injury. I mean, Neto's not playing. But I wonder if they've got another guy called Aldi or Asda up front.
Other supermarkets are available.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I was saying that to Trisha Doodoo rang me yesterday. We had an interview on over the phone, ready to go out. I don't know if it went out today or it's going out tomorrow. And she was saying to me, what was it like? I said, well, when you look at it, who we played, Leeds in the semis and then Spurs in the final, there's nothing to say we can't go to Wolves this weekend and really the good go and really upset them. And because no one expected us to win it. As long as we don't appear on Blue Peter before the final, I don't care.
Even I've seen that clip.
Have you seen that clip?
Yeah, I've seen
You've seen it. Oh, I was cracking up laughing with Trish yesterday. We're talking. I said, just looking at Cyril's face being on Blue Peter was just a picture. You know what I mean? Dave Bennett loved it. He thought, he was giving it the all.
Probably drunk.
Cyril didn't look happy. Cyril didn't look happy at all, bless him. Rest in peace, Cyril. Love you, mate.
Miles.
Yeah.
Sorry, Miles. I was just going to say the only other disastrous thing could have been if I was, that picture of the Leppins Lane end. I was about 10 foot nearer the goal there, and that lower tier. The only thing is, thank God you didn't show me with my highlights and my mullet. That was the haircut of the day as well, wasn't it? The on mullet.
It was. And you're cutting your jeans.
Yeah.
Jeans
and mullet. I wish you could grow a mullet now.
Do you know what? I'm going a bit thin here, so I'm having to. Yeah, but I'm not going bald though.
Stick to a hat like I do.
I've not gone grey yet, so I'm happy with that one. Evening all from Keeley. Good evening. Scott Brownsville said, I reckon we will win 2-1 on Saturday. I said that yesterday. I said that to Trisha Doodoos. I said, I reckon we'll win 2-1. We'll be going at half-time level and we'll win it 2-1. You can just see it. Mark Robbins, game plan, Middlesbrough and all that, Leicester and all that. Try and get in at half-time, 0-0 or 1-1. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Like Watford.
Torp trained today, did he not? They were saying Torp trained today as well.
Did he? Brilliant.
Yes, he did. Robin said he's on the grass training. So,
wow. There you go. Well, we asked the lads on Tuesday and they couldn't answer it. They both looked at each other as if to say, are we allowed to answer that one?
Yeah,
are we allowed to answer that one? And they went, I can't remember. That's how they said it. They looked at you and went, can't remember.
I think if Robin gave me an instruction, I'd follow it. I do exactly what
Graham Cockrell comes in, he says, good evening. Oh, good evening. Aaron Samuel says, I just hope we come away with no injuries and don't get hammered. Yeah, if we come away got hammered, here's a question then. So if we go down there and we get hammered, but we've give it a go, you'd be happy. If we go there and get hammered and we've sat back and not done anything, you'd be gutted, wouldn't you, Jack?
Yeah, we're always going to be gutted if we lose, no matter the circumstance. But I think at the end of the day, when we lost at Carrow Road, you could see the fans were sort of disappointed and upset. I think regardless of the result, we're going to be cheering on the boys at the end of the game, whether we've lost 5-0, 1-0 or 1. We're going to stand and give them a standing ovation. They'll come over to us. They'll give us a clap. Milan might even do his thing, even if we lose. You never know, just to keep some spirits high. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And Paul, I mean, they haven't. I mean, if you do come away and you're 3-0 defeated, but they've given it all their best, you're going to be proud of them still, no matter what, aren't you?
Absolutely. I think as long as we give ourselves a chance, that we felt we've at least turned up. I mean, if you think about just in the recent past defeats at Arsenal and Brighton, we gave it a go, didn't we? And I think we were, and Chelsea. If you think of the Chelsea quarterfinal with Drogba and that, that, I mean, how many hundreds of millions of pounds are their team worth? Even with the injuries. So I think as long as we'll have a great day, we'll outsing them. I think if they don't run all over us to begin with, the crowd could turn on them a little bit. So that's what we can hope for. And I think we've got to be
having nearly 5,000 down the side of the pitch. It's just going to be tremendous.
The stand's a bit closer to the pitch than it used to be. That used to be about 25 yards away.
It's definitely closer. Yeah. Mark Cunningham says, hope you get people to buy you a coffee. Thank you, Mark. By the way, Mark's a legend, right? Because on Sunday he arrived late. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late." And I said, "Well, you got to pay a fine, and that's buy us a coffee." And he did, bless him. So thank you so much, Mark. It keeps the channel ticking over. It pays for this subscription and stuff. So if anyone wants to buy us a coffee, head down to the description in YouTube. Click on buy us a coffee, and you can buy us a coffee to keep the channel going. And we really appreciate it. It just helps pay for these bills and stuff like that. We've got our Wolves fan sitting in the background. He's just joined us. So we'll get him on very, very shortly. So let's get a couple more comments before we go to the ads, and then we'll get our Wolves fan, Dave, in. This is your dad, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah.
Well, I pulled this comment up a bit at the right time, didn't I? David, now this isn't all of us. This is David's opinion.
He's just singing the Dam Busters.
We all hate Wolves and Wolves, etc., etc. Yeah, that's David's opinion. That's your dad's opinion.
I'm sure he's got the Dam Busters on repeat all week.
Probably. Graham Cockrell. All I like to say is that this will show if we are good enough for the Premiership. In Mark Robbins, we trust. Yeah, definitely. Bonehill. Wolves were always our biggest rivals when I was a kid. I was there in 67 and the horrid last quarter-final against them. But I've got a feeling we'll do this. Time for revenge. Oh, there we go. Nia Patel says, if Pedro Neto doesn't play, we have a great chance. I think, look, if Neto plays, he plays. We've got to go out there and we've got to give it our all. And our star midfielder's coming back, so happy days. And that's all that matters for me. Old Ben Sheaf coming back should shore up the midfield for us. Adam Shaw says Wolves underestimating us could cost them. I don't think they're going to underestimate us. I think they're going to go all guns blazing and try and beat us as much as they can. David Granigan, hope everything is okay. Oh yes, with Claudio. Yes, we do. We hope everything is okay. He'll let me know. He said he'll text me and let us know. So if he does text me while we're on air, I'll let you all know. Wayne Littlewood, good evening, Wayne. Can't wait for Saturday. Managed to get a box ticket. And as long as we keep the first half tight, I think we'll stand a great chance. Their injuries are a huge boost for us. Well, we don't know how many they got injured. We're going to find out very soon with Dave from our Wolves podcast for us. So listen, what we're going to do, we're going to have a quick ad break. We're going to bring Dave in and we'll come back to some more comments. Just going to make a note of where I've got to on the comments. It's Dave Saunders. He's up next. So I'll come back to that very soon. So we'll have a quick ad break and we'll get our Wolves fan on, Dave. Oh.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, I'm Miles Kelly. I'm in the hot seat. Claudio has had to rush off to hospital with his lovely wife, and we hope that she is okay, fingers crossed. And it's just me in charge. I just hope the internet doesn't play up. We've been having hassles all evening here. No phone calls, no internet. It's just been on and off, on and off. It's been a nightmare. So I'm just hoping this holds out for us. And we've got our guests, Paul Hughes, who is one of our partners. You can see his logo on the left-hand side underneath BC Radio. And we got Jack from the Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club. Now, listen, let's get our Wolves guest in, shall we? Let's give him a warm welcome to Dave. Good evening, Dave, from Always Wolves Fan TV. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen, and really great to be here. I've got to say, Mr. Sky Blues Fan TV, I'm loving your backdrop, but I think me and Paul have got it right with the shirt on the back wall there.
Yeah, it is nice to have your shirts on the wall, but if I had all mine in here, I wouldn't have any room for nothing else.
I don't think to be honest, I don't think you can fit them in.
I haven't got any room, honest. Trust me, people keep bringing me presents around. I've got nowhere to put it all. But it is nice. It is nice. How the devil are you then, Dave? It's been a busy week for you, has it?
Been a very busy week, as you can imagine. Running up to what is a massive game for both teams. To be fair, really looking forward to Saturday. Shame it's like a 12:15 kickoff, but we did play the Baggies at 11:45, so kind of like used to it. It's the first match of the FA Cup quarterfinal weekend. Obviously, it's going to be live on national TV on ITV. There's going to be a big audience for that. It's going to be a full house at Molineux. It's going to be a raucous atmosphere, and I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic game.
And I mean, how have ticket sales been? Have the Wolves fans really taken to it and gone out and bought the tickets?
I mean, come on. I mean, this is a quarter-final of an FA Cup with a home tie against Championship Coventry City to get to the semi-finals. They have dropped, I think, the slight drop on the prices. I don't know how they banned it. Coventry, of course, have got 15% of Molineux, 4,800 sold out like that. It's pretty similar to the Wolves fans. We're going to have more there for the game tomorrow, actually, than we did for the game against Brighton. It was in the middle of the week. I think there was about 23,500 against Brighton. It's sold out most weeks, Wolves in the Premier League, but it's a sellout on Saturday, so it's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean that's going to absolutely create a massive atmosphere, isn't it? I mean, can you tell us, because we haven't been to Wolves for quite a long time,
because you're not going to be 20 yards from the pitch.
So no, exactly. We know that, but what's the atmosphere like from because we've got the whole of that stand, haven't we? What's the atmosphere like with that lower tier?
You've got the whole of that stand, and you've also got the quadrant in the corner of the in the North Bank. Talking to a lot of away fans, because you're so spread out, it's sometimes if you're in a big square, it's a lot easier to create that atmosphere. But because you're spread out all the way along the bottom tier, and you've got it's probably not ideal as an away fan, because you're not, you're so far away from each other if you're one end of the pitch and you're stretched out. But saying that also does mean that there's a Coventry fan all the way along the side, all the way along that one touch line. So you'll be able to create an atmosphere if you get going. I've got no doubt that Coventry, the Coventry fans are going to be in full voice. You're going to be cheering for your team. It's going to be loud. But I heard someone say that you're going to out-sing the Wolves fans. I can't see that, to be honest, because I went to the semi-final, the quarter-final against United 5 years ago, and it's the loudest I've ever heard Molineux. And against Brighton in the previous round, we only had 23,000 there, and it was loud. It was especially the last 10 or 15 minutes when the boys were absolutely cream crackered and we need to get them out the loud. The atmosphere is electric. I think combined with the Coventry fans in full voice, and Molineux is excited about this. It's a big thing for us. Let's face it, I'm going to win the Premier League. We could win the FA Cup. We've had a great season. Everyone wrote us up at the start of the season. it's a big opportunity. The only problem is that as we speak, 4 out of our front 5 are all injured, and that's unfortunately a bit of an issue for us. Losing that firepower.
Is that definite? Is that so they
Oh, look,
4 out of 5
talking
are
about
out?
Pedro. I heard you talking about Pedro Neto. There's no way he's playing. He pulled up last week with a hamstring, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. I mean, it'd be a miracle if he plays. Bellegarde, who came in because we got injuries to Wang and Kuna. He went down with a knee injury. We've not really heard a report on that because he went down and he did come up, but he was jiggering at the side of the touchline. So whether they're keeping him up the sleeve and he might be okay, I don't know. Gary O'Neill, after the game last week, the victory over Fulham, when basically we, at half time, we were 0-0 with Fulham and then we lost all our strikers. We still won the game, which was crazy, really. And we found a way to score against a good Fulham team that had, just beaten United away and then spanked Brighton 3-0. So it was a bit of a surprise for us the second half. But this team's got a lot of character and a lot of fight. They're finding ways to win. Bellegarde, I don't know about. There is potential that Matheus Cunha, who scored the hat-trick against Chelsea, he's been out again with a hamstring. Wang Hee-chan's been out with a hamstring. It has said that he might be in contention, but will he start? I don't know. He's been wrestling with Joe Gomez on social, so he looks in good spirits. So there's a possibility of Cunha. If Cuna's fit to play, he's some player, and he can go past players like there's nobody there. He just runs with the ball. He knows where the goal is. He's more of a number 10 than a number 9, though. So that's a possibility for us. But obviously, we could have 4 out the standard front 5 that are out, and that's a big loss to any team.
And do you think he might tweak it a bit at the back with your keeper or anything? Do you think he might change it because it's Coventry City?
Wolves are going full throttle, strong as possible for this. I mean, it's a quarterfinal of the FA Cup. I mean, you're through to if you get through this, you got a semi-final. We've got. My dad's been waiting to get to an FA Cup final for years. He's 87. He wants to sing "Abide with Me." It's his little dream. And nice. This is a team, right? Let's just talk about our cup run. Your cup run, I've seen it. You've got through. You've done well. You beat Maidstone in the last round. George Elokobi 5-0. That's a game where Maidstone are coming to Coventry. You're the big guns. They've got nothing to lose. You saw them off. You did a great job. Let's face it, they beat Blackburn, didn't they? And then who else have you beat on your way?
Sheffield Wednesday and Oxford.
Sheffield Wednesday and Oxford. So you've had kind of a decent draw all the way to the quarterfinals. Wolves' record to the quarterfinals so far, away at Brentford. We're down to 10 men after 9 minutes. We're 1-0 down at half time. Somehow with 10 men, we managed to equalise and get a thing. This is like the resilience of the team. Then against Brentford in the replay, we're behind twice, come back, win the game. The next round, we're drawn against the West Birmingham Baggy Birds, our arch rivals, at the Hawthorns. We haven't won there since 1976. They had a good go at us to start with, but the quality, we did have like our forwards to do the business. We've come back and won that game 2-0. And then in the last round, we played our bogey team, Brighton, who we never beat. Even if we batter them, we never beat them, but we beat them 1-0. So it's kind of like we've had to do it the hard way to get this far. This, for us, on paper, and football is not played on paper, it's played on grass, is a home tie. Well, before the draw, we want Coventry at home, the lowest ranked team in the cup at home. We're all walking to Brighton for the match before the game, and the draws come out, and we've got Coventry at home. We're like, we better not mess this up, because getting Coventry at home is a massive opportunity to get to the quarterfinals. But may I say, we are not going to take this lightly. This is not a given. Coventry are a great side. Mark Robbins has done an incredible job for Coventry City. He is like, for Coventry, he's probably up there with Brian Clough or Nuno or for Wolves and stuff like that. What he's done for your club and where he's taken you is fantastic. He's a great young manager. He talks really well. He's got a team spirit at Coventry that you can see flooding through the team. You've had like 14 new arrivals this year after the heartbreak last year of missing out on penalties. You know, I feel for you on that because that's a terrible way not to go up. He's rebuilt a team, and you're 1 point off the playoffs. Incredible job.
Thank you very much.
Like as Wolves fans, we got to feel for you as well because obviously that what's happened to you guys in terms of being nomads for how many years and losing your ground, and it's heartbreaking. So I am so happy to see a great club with great fans like Coventry City back where they belong, at home, doing so well, pushing to try and get back into the Premier League, and obviously having a great run this year in the FA Cup as well.
Well, that's very kind of you, Dave. Thank you so much, because it has been a roller coaster ride for us. And I'll tell you something, we are really looking forward to this, because I think the last time we played a Premiership team in the FA Cup was Brighton away, and we're in League Two. So, and we gave it our all then. So,
you have to. You have to, don't you? I mean, Wolves are the Premier League team. We're at home. We are massive favourites, and if Wolves go into this game underestimating Coventry City, we will get we'll get stung. Gary O'Neill's not going to let the team go out underestimating Coventry. The Wolves fans are certainly not going to be underestimating Coventry. We've got to pay you guys a lot of respect. Welcome you to the Golden Palace. You're going to give it a good go. And if we aren't on our game and we're, not on it, because we have got some massive players that are out, you could cause an upset. There's no doubt about that. You're capable of scoring goals. But I think the game's going to be won in the middle of the park, in the midfield.
Yeah, this is why we're chuffed we got Ben Sheaf coming back in, because we are downward bit of form over the last few weeks. Well, how long's he been out now? 7 weeks, and he's been out 7 weeks. So our bit of downward form with 2 defeats, one with Preston at home, West Brom away. There was no Ben Sheaf, and we could tell that we needed him in the middle. That was he's our key player in the middle. He sort of controls the midfield for us. Now, I was going to say, you mentioned Gary O'Neill. It didn't start great for him at the beginning, but how have all the fans taken to him now? You now sit, is it 8th for you in the league now? Gary O'Neill. It didn't start great for him at the beginning, but how have all the fans taken to him now? You now sit, is it 8th for you in the league now?
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a reverb going on.
Yeah, I don't know where that's come from. Sorry.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, it's coming from somewhere.
Where's that coming from? Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a reverb going on.
Yeah, I don't know where that's come from. Sorry.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, it's coming from somewhere.
Where's that coming from? Yeah, there seems to be... Oh, it seems to have gone now.
So, Gary O'Neill.
Well, Gary O'Neill, right? Okay, so that's a great question to ask. Obviously, Wolves laughing stock in the summer. Having to sell a lot of players with the profit and sustainability, or FFP, and it was Julian Lopetegui walks out on Wolves 3 days before the season starts. Thank you, Mr. Julian Lopetegui, for keeping us up the year before. But he's looking like an absolute fool now, because he said this team wasn't good enough. You've got Gary O'Neill, who was sacked by Bournemouth, that comes in 3 days before, not had a pre-season. I think Mark Robbins, your manager, has referred to that in his press conference today. Fair play to him. And the Wolves fans were very, very, on the whole, underwhelmed. We battered Manchester United first game of the season. Some of you may have watched that match. Played really, really well. They scored off probably their only shot on target. We missed lots of chances. Had a penalty that should have been given at the end of the game for an NFL tackle. Wasn't given. We've lost 7 points on VAR. Then we've had a difficult start. We've gone away to Ipswich in the League Cup. Give up a 2-goal lead and lost that. And people were not happy. And then the next game, we play Manchester City at home, the champions, and we beat them 2-1. And everything ever since. And then he goes on Saturday night football or Monday night football, gives an insightful thing. Then everyone's flipped. And from that moment on, he's got it going. He changed to a back three from the back four that he likes to play, and we've had an amazing season. We're now sitting 10th, 3 or 4 points away from 7th and a European. We've beaten Tottenham away, home and away twice. We've beat Chelsea home and away twice. We've beat Manchester City. But we have struggled against, strangely enough, the lower sides. Teams that open up against us, we do better. Teams that sit and just sit and then sit and then sit again, we've struggled to break teams down. From what I understand, Coventry don't play that way. You play on the front foot, and that might be the Achilles heel for Coventry. If they try and open up against Wolves, it might be where if you have a go, which would be great, it could work, but it could also...
Staying back to yourself, though, if teams sit back against us, we don't break them down. But teams that come at us and play football, we tend to play football back, and more often than not, I know you're a Premier League outfit, but more often than not, we seem to prevail from that and win. I mean,
you did that against Watford the other night, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you're very good at that, which is why, from what I understand, Coventry do like to play on the front foot. You've got a bit of pace, and you do play that. But Wolves are used to playing teams in the Premier League with a lot of pace and a lot of very pacey, skillful forwards. And our defence has done pretty well on the whole. It'll be interesting to see whether Dawson's fit, because he was out last weekend with a groin injury. But we do have a Uruguayan international, Santiago Bueno, that's come into the team. He played against Brighton in the Cup as well, I think. He played last week against Fulham. He's a very good player. He hasn't played that much, but he's very good. Totti Gomez and Max Kilman, the captain. We've had obviously great wing backs. It'll be interesting the formation that Gary O'Neill goes with. His preferred formation is to play 4 at the back, but we've had most success with 3 at the back and pacey wingers. And I think it'll be interesting to see what the team selection is, whether he goes with a 2-man midfield or a 3-man midfield. If he goes with a 2-man midfield, he's probably going to go with Mario Lemina, who is basically the heart and soul of Wolves. He's incredible. And Joe Gomez, who's just been called up to the Brazil squad, young. He's like, they call him the pit bull. He tackles, the way he tackles and wins the ball back. It's fantastic. He had as a red this year. And then, of course, you'll know Tommy Doyle. You would have come against him last year playing for Sheffield United on loan. Well, he's on loan at Wolves with an option to buy. He's fantastic. He's very forward thinking with his passes, always looking forward. So we'd be interested to see whether he starts with a 2-man midfield or a 3-man midfield. What I do know is probably going to see a 19-year-old striker, our academy guy, Nathan Fraser, is probably going to be leading the line because we're that short. Pablo Sarabia will almost certainly start. We got him from PSG. He's probably the most highest paid player. He started to come in his own. If you remember the Tottenham game when Wolves played Tottenham, Wolves scored 2 goals in added time to win. He scored that lovely goal to get us to 1-1 and then laid the ball into Mario Lemina for the winner. And there's a sneaky feeling that he might play Ryan Ait-Nouri as a forward. He is a fullback, a wing back. He's super skillful, very, very skillful. Half the time he doesn't know what he's doing, so players that he plays against can understand. He's very fast. He runs with the ball. He's got a lot of skill. He scored against Fulham, and he might drop Matt Doherty or Hugo Bueno in behind him. So that'd be interesting to see whether he goes with the 3-4-3 or whether he goes 4-2-3-1 at the weekend.
Yeah, right. So I'll tell you something. It definitely sounds very interesting, to be honest with you, Dave, and we're definitely looking forward to it. So I'm sure it's going to be an entertaining game. Now I know you've got to go very soon. We're going to come to some scores in just a sec. I want to get some comments in, if that's okay for you.
Yeah, cool.
Rebecca's,
for a bit.
Good. Rebecca's come in. She says, "Hi, Dave. Always Wolves." I'll come back to one of our comments in just a sec. Emma's come in and says, "Hi, Dave." Catty Cad says, You're not going to win the FA Cup. We are.
Fair play, fair play. I like your confidence.
Now, the reason I want to bring these comments up, because what you've said about us is fantastic, and I just want to read these out from our fans. Mark Cunningham says, "Cheers, Dave." Dave Saunders says, "Thank you, Dave." Catty Cad says, "Nice words, Dave. Fair play." I like Steve Alley comes in, says, "I like the Wolves fan, even if he does sound like Frank Skinner."
Fair play.
I like that one. Absolutely love it.
No, I mean, I'm being in all seriousness. You know, Wolves 10 years ago, we played out a 1-1 draw in League One. You know, we were in League One with you guys. The thing is, when you're like a fan of Wolverhampton Wanderers or you're a fan of Coventry City, no disrespect to United and all of those, you know, and people that sometimes follow them because they win a load of stuff, you know, and, you know, they're entitled to do that. You guys are proper fans, man. You have literally stuck with your team through depression, the dark ages, having to go and play in Northampton, losing your ground, losing the soul of your club, having to work your way back and get your ground back, having a bloody rugby team take over your home ground as well. You've suffered. As Wolves fans, we understand that because we've been down to League One and suffered and had all of the ridicule and all of that and worked. I mean, I'm getting into the Premier League. And when you get some success, you really, really appreciate it so much more because you've been through the bad times and the heartbreak and everything, you know. So that's why I really hope Coventry make the playoffs this year and you get to the playoff final and we get Coventry back in the Premier League because, you know, you were in the Premier League for a very, very long time. You suffered heartbreak at the playoff final. Losing on penalties is heartbreak. We suffered heartbreak in the semi-final of the FA Cup 5 years ago. We were 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go. We were winning with 60 seconds to go and we concede a soft penalty and then we lose. It's a game like you guys have probably never watched the playoff final back from last year. I've never watched the bloody semi-final back from 5 years ago. So, you know, obviously I can't wish you success at the weekend and that you beat us. But what I can do is that I hope your fans come and enjoy the day. You know, be loud, be proud for your club, wear your colours, sing your hearts out, make it a great atmosphere, have a go. You know, you'll probably give us a few scares. I obviously hope with all my heart that we get through and we can put right what happened 5 years ago. But I also hope with all my heart that you guys can get into the playoffs and put right what happened last year and you can join us and we can have regular chats next season as, you know, 2 Premier League clubs. So, you know, and I mean that really, really, because Coventry are a proper club and you've been through a lot.
Brilliant. Thank you, Dave. Absolutely lovely.
Yeah, that's great. Dave, we've got to put right 51 years ago. So
73. 1973, yeah. That's right. So 2-0. Obviously, I didn't see that game, but like I've watched it back a few times this week. Proper. I mean, there was 50,000 at that game at Molyneux. If you watch the stand, people are virtually sitting on the touchline. It's that close to the pitch and everything. But yeah, and I think we played you before another time in the FA Cup, and there was 3 replays. And you beat 3-0 in the 3rd replay. I was talking to my my wife earlier, Emma, and she was like, "Did they really go to a 3rd replay back then?" I was like, "They did, because that's what happened then." Obviously, the weekend, it's going to penalties, and then if it gets through extra time. But guys, how are you feeling about VAR?
I was going to come on to that after. We're going to say. We had VAR in the playoff final, didn't we, guys? We had was it 2 goals disallowed? There was in the playoff final via VAR. So it sort of went in our favour, but then obviously it went to penalties. But it's strange because you watch it on the TV and you watch your games, you watch other games, and players when they score, they celebrate. Like John Stones, he celebrated at the weekend when he scored against Liverpool. and then it went to VAR, and he's celebrating with the fans. All of a sudden, he's walking away. He's going VAR check, VAR. So do you celebrate? Don't you celebrate?
Oh,
And to be
mate,
honest,
honestly,
if Hadley
I
Wright
I
scored,
believe there is a place for VAR, but the problem that I have with VAR is if you're a fan watching it at home, watching the telly, you know what's going on. Sometimes when you're in the stadium, you're just like, what's happening? You're having to check Twitter, you're having to message your friends at home to try and find out what's going on and why there's a VAR check. Because, and then when it comes on the screen, you're not all. I mean, there's another one last week, checking red card. Doesn't tell you checking red card on what player or what team. You just so you to the other end of the pitch, you don't really know on what's happening, and that's the problem and the speed of it. I think. I mean, goal line technology, automatic sides.
Dave, I was just going to say, if you compare that to say rugby, where you can hear what's going on in the ground and hear the conversation and be informed and treated like an adult, really, I think that's where football has got it wrong. And we could learn a lot from, if you're going to go to VAR, then engage with the fans. At least let it be transparent. And as you said, you don't know what's going on unless you sat watching it on TV.
And
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that, Paul. I was just about to say it should be like rugby, where you can hear the referee. It's got to go that way, because, as you say, Dave, you feel like confused. You don't know what's going on. So why can't the referees come over the tunnel and say what's going on?
I think there is a directive where they're trialing that, but they're only having the one-way conversation because they don't want to pick up the other bits of stuff and things that the players are saying to them on the pitch. So it's interesting to see how this is going to evolve. Obviously, we've got the Euros this year. They have like I mean, if you look at like the World Cup and how that was, you hardly had any problems with some of the VAR. It's something that is still evolving and needs to be so much better for the fans in the stadium. And that's something that they've definitely got to improve. And of course, if you do get promoted to the Premier League, you'll be having a lot of chats on this channel about VAR. I can tell you. But,
we already do. We already have chats about it all the time.
Well, I'm hoping that we don't have any controversial decisions at the weekend on VAR, and it's just played. Obviously, if it had been played at your place, there wouldn't have been any VAR, would there? So we went and played the Baggies, and it was like, it was a breath of fresh air. There's no VAR, offside, it's a goal, no problem. You can celebrate, but you do celebrate, and then if you watch my match vlog against Fulham from the weekend, we have a VAR check, so we celebrate it and everything, and then we're like, aye, there's a VAR check, and like you hold your breath, and then there's almost another cheer when it's allowed. It kind of takes a little bit of the edge off. I think there's a place for it, but it's got to improve vastly.
Yeah. Now, listen, quick question. Fans went to Watford at the weekend. Watford don't have beer in the ground. Do Wolves have beer in the ground?
I do believe so. I mean, I'm not a big beer drinker myself. I don't really. I mean, or drink in the ground, but I do believe they serve beer. Yeah. You can't take it into the stadium, obviously. There is a fan park as well that you can go to, and you can hang out with, and there's stuff going on there by the Molyneux subway. I should also mention that there was a young lad that lost his life recently at West Park. I'm trying to think of the lad's name. Someone in the chat who's a Wolves fan will probably put it in. But he was lost his life. He was stabbed at West Park. Obviously a horrible Wolves fan, 17 years of age. They are asking if everyone can give a minute's applause in the 17th minute. And I've said, if you watch my match preview that I've just got out tonight, there's a bit more detail about that. And I have said on that, I'm sure the Coventry fans will get behind that.
Yeah.
100%. We'll pass it on. So everyone listening tonight, if you pass it on to all the friends, get it on Twitter for us, guys, off on Sky Blues on all the Twitter pages. It'd be wonderful, guys. If you can, those who are watching, spread the word. I'm sure Jack will put some out in the Leamington and Warwick supporters group, won't you, mate? So
yeah, I did actually see it on Facebook today. It slipped my mind to share it in the moment, but I'll get something out. I'll share it. No problem.
His name's Harley Hepworth, and he's literally was 17. It's a horrible thing that's happened to him and his family. So it'll give a little bit of comfort.
That was last week, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I've seen it on the news. Terrible.
It'll give a little bit of comfort to his family as well. And I know that the Coventry fans, to a man and a woman, a boy and a girl, you'll all get behind that in the 70th. Because at the end of the day, football is a game we love, but like a young lad's lost his life at the age of 17. So, it's important we show that respect to him and his family.
17th minute then, guys. Right, a couple more comments and then we'll get to your score predictions and we'll let you crack on for your evening, Dave. How many Portuguese players have you got in your team now? Remember about 3 years ago, you had 11.
A few years ago, they used to call us Portugal Wanderers, didn't they? Because we had a lot of stuff from Mendes. So Jose Sá's Portuguese goalie. Totti Gomez, who plays in defence, he's Portuguese. We've got obviously Neto's Portuguese, Kuna's Brazilian, Joe Gomez is Brazilian. I'm not sure how many more Portuguese we'll have on the pitch at the weekend, but not as many as we used to have. We've still got quite a good contingent, but we've got a few more Brazilian now. I mean, like I say, Joe Gomez is Brazilian, and Mateus Kuna's Brazilian. So they do speak the lingo though, so they it's kind of the same sort of lingo and stuff. But Wolves.
Can they speak Black Country then? So can they actually be understood?
They know how to say Wolves Awe. I can tell you that. But the one thing that we've got with our club, and I think we can see that with Coventry City as well, we've kind of like got our team spirit back. There was the last 3 years when Nuno left, the COVID hit, we went backwards. So we lost. There was a lot of division within the fan base, even in the summer. But Gary O'Neill has somehow managed to galvanise the squad that we have. They enjoy each other's company. They have a laugh with each other. They fight for each other. And as a fan, as long as you can see your team on the pitch giving everything, even if you lose 5 at the weekend, and I'm sure you're not going to lose 5, you will clap your players off the pitch if they've given everything, because that's all you can ever ask as a fan. It's when they don't put in a shift or try that you think. And this team, and I think Coventry as well, and Wolves team, they've got that spirit in them, and as you can tell from the cup run and some of the results that we've ground out in the Premier League. And as a fan, that's something that I'm really proud of this year. That's what we've got, and we can be proud of that team and the players that wear the badge and put the shirt on.
Yeah, that's all you ask for. That's all you ask for.
So, can I say, Dave, which of our players do you fear, or do you?
I don't really know that much about Coventry in terms of the players, but the one player that I've heard is quite good, which has been out, is it Ben Sheaf?
Yeah, Ben Sheaf.
That he's a very important player for you in your midfield. Now, from what I understand, we've had a lot of injury problems, obviously, in the forward areas, but you've been decimated in the midfield areas, and you've lost a lot of midfielders. And Ben Sheaf coming back for you, I think he came on in the second half against Watford. He's been a very important player for Coventry, and you getting him back, I think that's quite a boost for you. But I think you have got other midfielders that probably would start that are out. Is that right, or is that wrong?
I think we got Jamie Allen now left to come back. So he suffered a fractured cheekbone, and the referee didn't even see it or anything. But he fractured a cheekbone, so he's only just got back on the grass. Ben Sheaf got minutes under his legs on Saturday, and then Victor Torp, our signing we signed in January from Norway. He went off with a limp. He did his bum cheek, but it looks like he's okay. Fingers crossed. That is.
So you're pretty much at full strength. Do you think that your manager is going to go as strong as possible? Because obviously
Yeah.
you are in a very good position in the league as well. You know,
Yeah.
what's more important to you, winning this game or getting back to Wembley in the playoff and
But
getting
we've
back
not got a game
to
till Good Friday, so we've got 2 weeks rest. So we'll go full
Mm.
strength. There's no question about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's more
Yeah,
important, though, getting to an FA Cup final, winning this game, getting to the semi-final or getting to the playoff final? What would you, if you were to take
all
one
of
of the
it.
two now? What?
Both.
Yeah, but
All
you have
of
to
it.
pick
Yeah,
one.
all of it.
You have to pick one. Which one? Getting back to the Premier League through the playoffs, or getting to the semi-final of the FA Cup this weekend? Which one would you pick?
Do you know, truthfully, I don't even want to do the playoffs again after last time. I don't
No.
think I'll survive it. I think
It
I'll
does do
collapse.
your art. It does do your art.
What about you, Jack? What would you prefer?
Look, I think realistically, playoffs have got to be a more straightforward goal as a club. But
Yeah.
we're on the eve of an FA Cup quarter final, so we're all buzzing for the FA Cup. So that's what's in the forefront of our minds.
Yeah. Yeah. You, Paul, what do you reckon?
My answer would be I'd rather lose in the semi-final of the FA Cup into the playoffs, you see. So once we've dispatched Wolves, then we can I don't mind losing to Man City if we then concentrate on the league.
Are you all going to
Well,
be able to make it there at the weekend? Are you coming to Molineux?
Yeah. We'll be there,
Well,
yeah.
after the game, we tend to do our fan reaction towards where the Asda is at the edge of the North Bank.
Oh, we're parking there.
So if
we're parking there.
if you see us, come and say hello. Give, whatever the results, make
will.
sure you come and say hello to us. We normally there about 10 minutes after the final whistle. So you're more than welcome to come and say hello to us. They'll be lovely.
We'll come and see you.
Dave, I just wanted to say that when we used to at university, when we were all having a couple of pints, we used to say, if you couldn't support your home team, and I'm Cov through and through, born in Gorson Road, who would your other team be? And I always went for Wolves as my other team. That's why I wanted it. And also, I'm a massive Led Zeppelin fan. So, Mr. Robert Plant, you see, I was lucky enough to see them in '79. So,
I'm sure Mr. Plant will be there for this game at the weekend.
Yes, he will be. So, I've got a soft spot for Wolves, but not so much on Saturday.
I wouldn't expect anything else, Paul.
Right, a couple more comments quickly then, because I know you got to shoot. Darren's come in and says, "Evening, Dazzler." I'll come to all the other comments afterwards. Carl Whitehouse says, "Evening, Dave." Ralph Wiggins says, "Well said, Dave." PUSB. Sarah Maycott says, "Well said, Dave." You're a favourite tonight, Dave. What's that? Offer of Mercia. We suffered outbreak at Villa Park in 2001, Dave. That hurt. What else we got here? We got Assassins Unite says, "Fair play to you, Wolves fan." Garrett 87, great honest fan from Wolves. Yeah, absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks, Dave. If you beat us, I'll be back in Wolves in the semis.
Come on.
Yeah, I think we all will. To be honest with you. Paul Cutford.
Think about my dad, his little dream.
They are singing the song.
That's the reason. If we do get through against you, we've got to get my dad to Wembley.
Yeah. Dave Cutford says, "Honest person, but does he ever stop talking?"
I'm a proper natterbox. I'm a proper
he's gonna in a minute, Paul. He's worse than you, Paul. You sit behind me. You're even worse than that. No, I don't know. You're about on par. Like this, Dave. Fair play to him. So I've got to read it in bigger writing on me right here. So I'm not looking at you, I'm afraid. What was it? Like this, Dave. Fair play to him, but we're still going to win Saturday. Going to be the first team to make the FA Cup final and playoff final in one season. We could end up going to Wembley 3 times, Dave.
Yeah, that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? That you basically could get, if that happens, you're probably going to need to buy an Airbnb for a couple of weeks or something and just stay down there.
I'm going to need a mortgage. Yeah. Right, let's get some scores then, because we have kept Dave a long time. He's been brilliant. Paul, we'll come to you first. Give us a score.
2-1 toss.
2-1 to us.
Okay, both goals.
No.
Sims both goals. Ooh.
You can all
Jack.
hate me, but I think Wolves will win 2-1.
Okay, that's fine, Jack. No worries. I'm going for 2-1 to us because I said it to Trisha Doodoo on BBC CWR or West Midlands, whatever she's on now. I said 2-1 to us. We'll go in at half-time level and we'll win it 2-1. And you know what? You know who's going to score the winner? Our Portuguese striker, Fabio Tavares. So there you go. We've got a Portuguese player.
He better not be too good. He'll be playing for us next year.
You can have him.
He's just come back with from a very long injury with his Achilles. So he was out longer than Callum O'Hare, and he did his ACL. So come on then, Dave. Give us a score. And we'll let you go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think you're going to come at us early doors, have a go. And a little bit like the Albion game, I think, the quality in the end will just come through. And as long as I think we'll probably have a lot more possession because I think our midfield is so quality, and I think that's going to be the big difference. And as long as we don't get done by any breakaways and we leave ourselves open, and we don't get done by any set pieces, because it doesn't matter whether you play a blooming non-league side, you can get done by a set piece, and we keep our concentration. I think we'll probably come out 2-0 winners. You might get one, but I think we'll edge it. I don't think it's going to be a 4-5, 6-0 like what you did to Maidstone or Rotherham recently, because you do score a lot of goals. But I think we'll get the job done in the end.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on. You've been absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for your time, and let's hope we're talking again next season in the Premier League.
I'll tell you what, mate, I really do hope that. And if any Coventry fans want to check out, we will be doing a match vlog. We'll be doing interviews after the game. Always Wolves Fan TV. We're the biggest, most watched Wolves channel. And I'll tell you what, guys, thank you to all the guys in the chat. And thank you for you guys for making me so welcome tonight. Hope to shake your hand after the game, whatever the result at the weekend. And let's get Coventry back in the Prem.
Brilliant. And where is it? Find you on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of that?
Yeah, so Always Wolves Fan TV on YouTube, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and Twitter, or the artist X, the artist formerly known as Twitter.
Okay, brilliant, excellent stuff. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Good luck for the rest of the season. Get into Europe.
Oh, that would be nice by winning the FA Cup.
No, we're getting into Europe by winning the FA Cup.
All the best, boys.
Thanks.
See you later. Cheers, Dave. Cheers. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, what a great guest. Oh, fantastic guest. Paul, brilliant, wasn't he?
Oh, it was excellent. It was excellent. A little different than our friend from Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely.
He was his passion and knowledge excellent. Great.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Jack, did you like that? That was good.
Yeah, lovely fella. Knows his stuff. Talking very highly of us, which is really nice to hear as well. So yeah, positive, really good. Excellent.
Right, we're going to get on with some comments very shortly. I just want to play a little video clip. Quarterfinal, 1987. Here you go.
Regis. Bennett steps over the attentions of Madden. Regis! Now, still Regis with just Hodge to beat, and he has! Flicked on. Shelton hunting and Menson! Regis lets it run under his feet to Houchen. Houchen, has he made himself space? Oh, he came off the defender! It's an own goal! Houchen will take the credit. Wellington. Oh, it's fallen in the path of Houchen. It's number 3. It's all over now. And Houchen salutes the Coventry supporters.
Oh, what a day. What a day. Thank you very much, Mr. View Sky, for those clips today. Yeah. He's brilliant. He sends me all the clips. So if you want to check out Mr. View Sky, head over to his YouTube channel. He sends us all the clips, and we are so grateful to have him on board, sending us all those. I mean, Paul, looking back at that in colour, in
Yeah.
colour. I'm just saying, everyone's going to think we've just had a black and white telly in '87. Did in the bedroom. Did in the bedroom.
What's black and white?
But Paul, I mean, Cyril Regis and Keith Houchin there, unbelievable, isn't it?
Just unbelievable. It was. I just think I'm just filling up a little bit there because actually I could see a couple of my mates right at the front when Houchin's third goal goes in, right at the front there were, and yeah, just what a day. It was like the big man was just brilliant that day. And I'm just thinking about how many he could have had in the semi, because how many did he miss in the semi-final? But that move, and Lloyd McGrath used to get. I don't think he got the plaudits he should have got because he was a hard tackling, but he was a lot more skillful than we probably gave him credit for. But that tackle that he won the ball then to get to go to, and that quick switch between him and Cyril and Benno was just super. I mean, it just threw them. But something else I remember is that the noise when Megson scored, and for about 5 minutes we were really, rocking, because I think they got a couple of quick corners after that, and we were all a bit worried, but we should have had faith in Mr. Houchin.
Typical Coventry City, we were rocking a little bit, weren't they? I mean, Jack, seeing that, I mean, it's amazing, isn't it, mate? You're going to see that this weekend, kid.
Yeah, hopefully, if we can bang a couple of goals in, it'd be great. I mean, I witnessed sort of similar at Brighton, not like a few years ago. I know we were 3-0 down and we scored, but what an atmosphere that was. So, and that's a League Two team. So all I can imagine is if we're playing against a Premier League team in a quarterfinal, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be louder, and it's going to be better.
Yeah.
No, you're going to love it, mate. So I was going to say to Jack there, I had to wait from I think my first season was 1972, and I had to wait till 87 to go to Wembley. Guys of your age, okay, you missed the FA Cup, but my goodness me, you've been to the Checker Trade, 2 playoffs. You think our second home is Wembley, so it's not all bad being a young Cov fan. It's fantastic days as well.
I started watching us when we were in League One. Adam Armstrong year, we should have got promoted that year. The following season, we got relegated. So that was kind of my first real season following them, and we got relegated. So, but it's been all uphill since then. It's been fantastic.
Yeah,
it's just good.
It's like I say to my lad Will when he comes on here sometimes, and when we're chatting. I mean, he works with me now, and we've been talking all week about this game, and it's like it's just going to be something special. It really is going to be something special, and it is just having all of that stand lower tier. I don't care if it's lower tier or whatever. We're going to try and sing our hearts out, and we're going to give it our all. And
Miles,
the Sky Blue Army is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Miles, when Dave said, "Oh yes, you're all spread out along there," it's a tactic. Yeah, Notts County tried that as well, if we remember. So I nearly
said it. All we need now is for their fans in one end to have a load of T-shirts made for themselves. There's your team talk. Here's a couple more pictures then. There's my hero. Look at that first strike, man. I mean, you've just seen the goal when he struck that into the bottom corner of the net. I mean, that player, just look at the way he's striking that ball there. He is such a legend. And again, Jack, look at the crowd in that corner and going all the way around. I mean, it was just special to know that we were going into a semi-final. And I mean, I know we're going to, if we get past Wolves, and we end up at Wembley, I still think it takes the shine off it a little bit. But I know why they do it. It's money and all that sort of thing. Yeah. But it just takes the shine off it a little bit to get to the final at Wembley. Here we go. That's after the goal. I think that's the Keith Houchin goal. So Keith Houchin celebrating there. And here's all the boys here. Look, there they are. I mean, just look at their faces. Look at their faces. Now, listen, we've got a special guest coming on very soon in the next few weeks. And I'll give you a clue. He could be in that picture there.
Ooh.
Could be in that picture there. So there's a clue who is coming on this show, not might, is coming on this show in a few weeks' time. So it could be in that picture there. So there you go. as a little tip, little clue for you. So,
just a question, Mark. Sorry, going back to that photo of the corner behind Cyril Regis. Is that a little bit what the quadrant's going to look like at Wolves, do you think? Obviously not to the extent of the amount of people, but do you think we could get some sort of similar view of Cov fans this weekend?
Not if you're too far up because you see the roof.
Yeah. I mean, from ground looking up at the quadrant, are we going to see a picture of fans like we have just done there?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, you will. Yeah. And it's safe standing in there as well. So it should be good. Brilliant. It should be really good. Right, let's get some comments in then before we go, because I know we've gone over again. Let's quickly whip through these as quick as I can. Dave Saunders says, further round, not in sight.
Oh, that was when I said I reckon he's seen himself in the photo earlier.
Oh, okay. Further round. Further round. Yes, further round. Mark Cunningham, I was at Hillsborough for that game and against Leeds. Yes, I was there for both games, and we were at the other end against Leeds. And I was very small when I was back then. I was 14, so I was very small for my age. And one of the guys from the City of Coventry Drum Corps, because I was part of the City of Coventry Drum Corps, he put me on his shoulders for the whole game, and he only put me down for half time because I was hurting his shoulders, and then second half he put me back on his shoulders. That's what I remember about that day. It was extra special. I was just left of the goal and spent most of the game off my feet. I think everyone did that game. Has Miles got his tinfoil cardboard FA Cup trophy made yet? No, unfortunately not. I've ordered a real one and I'm taking it with me. No, only kidding. I haven't. No, I haven't. I'm going to get me Davy Crockett out the loft if I get 5 minutes to get up there. David Glanagan, I don't mind the result as long as we give it our all. I hope it goes back to a back four. Yeah, I hope he goes back to a back four for this weekend. It'd be great. Championship teams have made the FA Cup semi-finals and finals in the past. Yes, but have they made the playoff final and the semi-final at Wembley in the same year? I don't think they have they? I don't know. Phil Taylor, Wolves have a week. Wolves have a great defence. We need to really take any chances we create and be clinical. Be a tough game, but just got to go for it. International break after, so we should play a strong side. Like you said, Jack, you said it to Dave, that I think we'll play a strong side. We've got to, haven't we, Paul? Because we've got an international break.
Yeah, and it's our only chance. I mean, if you think about it, we could, with more clinical finishing, we could have easily beaten West Brom. I mean, Preston. Well, that was just. I mean, if Preston won't get into the playoffs, they'll win a Lonsdale belt the way they play. That's that. I mean, it's. No, I wouldn't want to watch that. And one of my best.
That's the worst team I've seen.
Absolutely dreadful.
The way they played football was disgusting.
That guy knew exactly what he was doing to Tats as well.
Yeah, of course he did. Definitely knew what he was doing.
Disgusting. I think we've got to be clinical.
No, we'll be clinical. The only thing I'm worried about is VAR with Hadji Wright being offside all the time. You never know. It might go our way. For all we know, Hadji Wright ain't been offside. And it might go our way. He gets it because you know, the linesmen never keep up with playing our league. No. So how do they know he's offside? So VAR might work in our favour. Under Average Cod fan says, rumour is Miles and Ken are doing a song for Wembley if we get to the cup final. Oh, really? There you are. You never know. Please, Blue Peter again, says Paul Thomas. Danny Joy says, good evening, guys. Danny Joy says, hi, Miles, Karen. How are you? I'm good, thank you, Danny. How are you after Tuesday night? Did you enjoy yourself down at the tavern? It was a good night indeed. That was one and the only time my dad sat down and watched Blue Peter with me. He loved it. That was from Leon Was. Danny Joy says, good night at the tavern. What's that?
Overnight.
Other night. Other night.
Other night. Oh, yeah.
Other. Not other. Other. David Granigan. We're all going a bit thin on the top, Miles. No, I'm not going thin.
Me.
I'm just
Not me.
receding
I'm
slightly
all right.
because my granddad's a bit. You'll go bold. Jack, you'll go bold, you will, because if you wear hats
I will.
indoors,
I will. Look,
you go bold.
it's going already.
Isn't it true,
It's going
Paul?
already.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
the
true,
fringe
isn't it,
is.
Paul? Wear hats indoors,
Absolutely.
you go
Yeah.
bold.
Look at
Yeah,
the state of me. Mind you, I've still got me red. I haven't gone grey yet. So that's good at 60. So, and I'm
That's
not
good.
dyeing it.
That is good. Wayne Vaughan, as long as we give it a go, as long as we do give it a go. God, there's loads of comments here. I don't think I'm going to get through them all. Keep it tight and catch them on the counter. Oh, it's going to be exciting. I'm getting excited now. Really excited for this. This is getting me, in the mood for it all now. I can't believe it. Me long day tomorrow. Just hope it goes quick. They need to stay solid in defence, make good decisions on the ball, and frustrate them. And they could let us in to score. Yeah, they could do. We've done that one, haven't we? Catch them. Aaron Samuel says keep it.
Miles, can I ask you a quick question? Because it's something we haven't covered. What do you think we should go for at the back and have 4 in midfield?
Yeah, I was going to ask your team selection in a bit.
Oh, sorry. I do apologise.
Sorry. No. We can do that now. Yeah, I think we should go 4 at the back all day long against Wolves. Yeah. I think we've got to think about the middle, especially if Torp's fit. You got to play Victor and Ben Sheaf in the middle there, haven't you?
Palmer,
you could possibly you could push O'Hare onto the right wing, put Palmer in the middle, and you could put Hadji right on the left and then play Sims just in front of Palmer. Or you could do it the other way, put Palmer on the right. But I'd be tempted to maybe put O'Hare on the right, or maybe Eccles and Van Ivak right back. And you got to play Bidwell.
Yeah.
To play Bidwell. No, absolute straight right. Number 1 on the team sheet. Bang, Bidwell. Yeah. No doubt about it.
Keeper?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah. Jack.
Collins has to play in goal. I know. I was in the same boat as you guys the other week. I wanted to go back to a back 4. The fact that Robbins hasn't means that we're setting up like this for a reason. I think he'll stick with a back 5, and I can see 2 changes. I can see Milan coming back into the starting 11 at right back, pushing Josh Eccles into midfield. I can see Sheaf starting over Torp in midfield and Torp being on the bench because he's probably missed a few games in training, and nine men unchanged after that. That would be my go-to because it means you've got a solid 5 at the back, which gives us more defence to a Premier League outfit. You've got Eccles and Sheaf that can hold it up in midfield in front of a back 5, and then you've still got the free reign of the 3 in front. Obviously, the wing-backs will bomb on and Sheaf will get forward as we know he can. So that would be what I think he's going to go with.
I've changed my mind. I'm going what Jack said.
Jackson, yeah. I think if we haven't got Milan there, we need some pace. We need some pace there.
Milan will play. Yeah, that's the thing. Eccles offers us stability, but he doesn't offer us anything bombing going forward. Clearly, he did well with the penalty in the first half when he won the pen. But I can see him being better used in midfield and playing Milan after he's had a few weeks rest.
So I was just interested in Jack. So the back 3, would you go Latabodiere with Kitchen and?
I wouldn't change it. I personally, I've not been the biggest fan of Latabodiere recently, but Robbins has persisted with him. He's kind of been a makeshift captain. So if Sheaf doesn't start, Latabodiere will start because he's Robbins' makeshift captain. He'll have to play. Simple as. So I think Sheaf will play, and I think Latabodiere will play. But just having a bit of stability in the defence is crucial.
Because he seems to like Lats rather than Binks.
Yeah. I mean, we had a good run where I know we were playing a back 4 and we were defensively stable until Boxing Day when Kitchen got sent off after full time. Since then, we've kept 2 clean sheets in all 3 clean sheets in all competitions, and we've not had a stable back line until the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I think we need to get to a stable defensive unit, whether that's a 5 or 4 or whatever. So I think now's the time to build on what we've started with a back five, persist with it, and prove that we can actually have a stable back line with a playoff push with a back five like we did last year. So I think
I watched the Brighton game, and I watched the Brighton game, and the Wolves' defence seemed to not be too comfortable with direct runs at them. And I'm wondering whether that could be a tactic with both Hadji and Sims, because Sims is, with his confidence, he seems to be holding up the ball and being more physical than he's been. And I think those two have got to put themselves about.
He's turning into a real beast, Sims. He really is.
I think we're seeing the real player now.
Yeah. He's starting to. You can see exactly what they're trying to create with him, and he's started to click and take it on board. He's starting to understand what Robbins and AD want from him, and he's becoming the player that they've probably seen clips of, and they're trying to.
But the midfield seems to be understanding how he wants the ball to him as well. I think we're giving him service much better than we have been.
Yeah,
there's an understanding.
Let's get some more comments coming in because we've got to make this quick now. I don't know how I'm going to get through this lot. Leave everything out on the pitch. Have no regret, Mark Cunningham. I don't think they underestimate us. They don't want to lose to the lowest ranked team. Oh, sod if we're the lowest ranked. We're not. Seriously, just because of our league. I don't care. We're a good side. We're a real good side. Carl Whitehouse, I hope it is a great game for us, both teams, as I went to the game in 84 with my best friend, who is a Cov fan, and I am a Wolves fan. Oh, that's all right, isn't it? Oh, Carl there. We've said those ones. Paul Critterford says, talking of shirts, I got my two-tone this week after the reissue of the CCFC shop. Yes, they relaunched the two-tone. I've had to order a larger one because my other one don't fit me anymore. So I've had to reorder one. Well, I can't get the yellow Hummel one. So I may as well order that one, mightn't I? Catty Cad says, yum, 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 yum. Where else are we? Dave Gayton says, I would feel better if Sakamoto was playing. Can't make my mind up about Sims yet. Has a bit of hot and cold. What do you think, lads? We just said that about Sims, didn't we? That was good timing. That was. Keep skipping. I've said those ones. Nice words to Dave. Oh yeah, I've got to put this one up. The Golden Palace isn't that takeaway?
Yeah, I saw that when you put it up earlier, but you quickly hit it again.
I know. I was about to put it back up and I forgot to put it back up. Sorry, Cov Andy. I did put it up in the end. Assassins Unite. We can do it, Sky Blues. Yes, we can. Dave Saunders, is that a violin? Oh, for the Wolves fan. Sounds like it will be a basketball match. That's from Darren.
I think it will if it's 0-0.
How many Portugal? Oh, we've had that one. Keep going. We're nearly at the end here, I think. What is it? No, add that one. Blimey.
What do you gents think about Dennis Lawrence then?
Oh, I'm gutted, man.
Yeah.
I'm gutted.
Yeah, I think his role between the sort of strong personalities of AD Vivash and Mark Robbins, I think he played a calming influence and a sort of his personality fitted those two perfectly, and he seems to be so popular with the players. I think he's a great loss. He always came over very witty when they interviewed him, and his famous one about how you're going to celebrate. He said, "I'm going off to Nando's," and just a great all-round guy. I mean, I wish him all the best for getting on his career, but I think he's a great loss. I really do.
Yeah, big loss. I think for us. I know the first year we're back in the Championship, obviously we sort of struggled and escaped relegation. The following year we were in the top 6 for most of it, and I know Victor Gyökeres turned out to be a goal scoring machine when we first got him then, but I think a lot of that was to do with Dennis coming in and revolutionising training, fitness. Maybe we don't know what he did specifically, but all of a sudden this coach comes in and we've gone from relegation threatened to be pushing the top couple of teams for a majority of the season and fell off towards the end. So I think that was a large part to do with him. So I think he will be a real big loss. I'm sure they're already looking for a replacement and they'll have one next summer. But yeah, big loss, but good luck to him. Wish him all the best.
Yeah, I think all round great guy. I think that culture they've got of teamwork, and I mean, Miles, you've interviewed the guys at the when they've been at the tavern and that. I mean, you can just see that they absolutely love the place. And,
yeah, I mean, the player. I mean, the players have got nothing more but best things to say about everybody at the club. Backstage, all the assistant coaches, the amount of praise they've got for they create the environment, the beginning of the environment. It's like when you go for a job interview or you walk into your job on the first day, you're meeting, you're meeting the person that is running the club, and then you're meeting the assistant, and you're meeting the next assistant, and you can see how much they all love the backroom staff, and he's going to be a big miss. He really is. And even when he took charge, was it last year? He took charge of which game was it now?
Sheffield United 4-1 win.
It was what?
Sheffield United, we won 4-1, being 1-0 down.
Yeah. Sheffield United, that's right. And we were 1-0 down, and we come out second half and tore them to shreds. So you can see that the players appreciate him as well. So he is going to be a big loss. But as you said at the beginning of the show, though, Paul, you move on. You have to move on in your career, and let's hope he's moving on, and it will work out for him. If not, he can always come back, can't he? We're welcoming back with open arms.
Well, look how they had to tell Gus to stop going to Cov games because Sheffield United, because I think the culture I might be looking, with rose-tinted glasses, but he still doesn't look happy to me. He's still not the same old Gus that he was with us.
He's not the same.
Okay, his wallet's a bit fat, well, a lot fatter, but he doesn't.
Because he's clubbing twice a week.
I'll ask him next week when I see him.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Saunders says 1-2 to City. Mark Cunningham says 2-1. Catty Cad says makes no odds. My brother's pork and cheese. Pork and cheese, sorry. Pork and cheese. Catty Cad says 1-0. Scott Brownsworth says Sims hat-trick will do me on Saturday. I think we'll all put £1 on that Saturday. That'd be hilarious. Dan says, I've watched this season. Palmer, Sims and O'Hare are the standout players from the outside. Carl Whitehouse again. There is some good players in Coventry side. We have to be wary of them. So these are all Wolves fans, bless them. Good to have you watching, guys. Really is good to have you watch. It's great to get all these comments in tonight. I'm getting through them. We've gone way over time. I hope you guys are all right there, you two. Catty Cat said, actually, right. Ralph Wiggins says, get into Wembley. Yeah, we just want to get to Wembley. Win the FA Cup for me because of the playoffs last year. That's from Paul Thomas. David Granigan, we're going to be first team to be in the FA Cup final and the playoff final in one season. That's brilliant. Brian in Southampton. If you park in the Asda to watch the game, you risk getting clamped. There's a 2-hour limit, even if you buy something in the shops. Now you can buy a ticket online. You can buy a ticket online to park in Asda because my friends bought a ticket for the car park. Alison Berry, excuse me, 1-2 to the Sky Blues. Darren says, fair play, guys. Enjoy your day. 2-1 to Wolves. I tell you, everyone's going 2-1 here, no matter which team. Everyone's saying it's going to be tight and it's going to be a bit of a 2-1. Carl Whitehouse, 2-0 for us, Wolves. And my friend, who is a Cov fan, says 2-1. There is a lot of 2-1s. David Granigan, 2-1 City. 89th minute winner. Sarah Meacott's clap. That's Wolves. And again, clap, 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 Wolves. Catty Cads, PUSP. Oh, it's good to see the old banter online, and it's brilliant. Dave Saunders says goosebumps. That's watching the video. Wayne Vaughan, a killer whale, Jack. Oh man. Paul Cuttyford, won't be Dave Bennett. He won't. It won't be Dave Bennett. He will want paying. Listen, wait and see who we've got coming on. It's going to be brilliant. Victoria Oakes. Hi, guys. Home from work at last. So just catching her at the end of the show. Excited for Saturday. Hello, Vicky. Hope you're okay. By the way, Vicky, Claudio has just messaged me. He says that he's had to drive his wife to the hospital because there was a 2-hour wait for an ambulance. He got there, it took 30 minutes to drive there, and there's a 2.5-hour wait in A&E. So I hope everything's okay.
Right. All the best, Claudio.
It's okay. Stephen McGovern says sheep and tuck to start. Stephen McGovern says Wright will have to be on the VAR panel to stay onside. We don't know. This is the thing. It might help him. Remember Darren Huckabee? You think if there was VAR now, how many goals Darren Huckabee would have had? He would have had loads. He was that fast. They couldn't keep up with him. Same as the linesman nowadays in our league. They can't keep up with him. He's too quick. Dave Saunders says, just like your dad, Jack. Oh, you're just like your dad.
He means that about the stato bit when you said what game did he take charge of, and I knew instantly. So he's a bit like that. That's where I get it.
Yeah. Mezzo Army. Think it will be a tough game, but similar to Southampton, where we score first and concede 2, it's going to be a tough game. Well, let's just wait and see. Dave Saunders says Collins. Collins in goal. Cool, he's busy tonight, isn't he? Look, here you go. Milan, Bobby, Kitchen, Bidders. In the midfield, Eccles, Talk, Sheaf, right. And up front, Palmer and Sims. Yeah, I like that. Dave Granigan says, I think we should play O'Hare, as I'm sure he will be eager to impress with a lot of eyes watching. I think he's already signed somewhere, but that's another day. Catty Cads, the Cov Street kids will beat the Molyneux Millionaires. And Dave Granigan says, Dennis is going to be a massive miss. I hope the club brings someone in that can come in and do wonderful
Welcome
things.
back, Michael Doyle. Get him on the coaching staff.
No. Sausage Unite, Wolves 1, City 2. Brilliant. I saw the comments. We've gone way over time. But
brilliant.
Hey, guys, thank you so much for being patient and sitting there and enjoying Have you enjoyed yourselves?
It's been brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Now, there is one more thing before you go. All right. Let's just hope the panel at the weekend don't do this.
Second half, but all it has taken is one chance again for Haji Wright for his 40th goal of the season. It came from Jock Exness on the right hand side. He played the ball to Wright on the one chance again.
So let's just hope.
That famous Scottish international, Jock Eccles.
Eccles. Yeah, let's just hope whoever's doing the co-commentary doesn't do that. Unbelievable. And we're going to leave it there. Thank you, Paul. You really enjoyed it?
Brilliant. Thank you. And thank you, Jack. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Paul. Yeah, it's been great. Great fun, guys. Cheers.
Jack, you enjoyed it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Listen, guys, thank you so much. Stay there. We'll have a quick chat after to just say goodbye and everything. But thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. Absolutely amazing. Another record of people watching the show. Listen, my heart goes out to you all. Thank you so much. The love is just unbelievable. And the channel's just going up and up and up and up. And we couldn't do it without you guys. Don't forget, please donate to the George and John statue. You can get the details in the description below. Also, if you're loving the channel that much, if you want to buy us a coffee, head down to the channel, the bottom of the page, and buy us all a coffee. It'd be much appreciated. Keeps the channel going and everything else. So thank you so much. And to all our sponsors that are on the screen. And Paul is one of our sponsors. So thank you, Paul. Couldn't do it without you, mate. So thank you very much indeed. Take care, everyone. Let's get to Wembley then. Let's go and beat these Wolves. All right, 2-1 to the Sky Blues this weekend. Play up, Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.